I was just 10 years old when Africa captured my heart. I remember being glued to a BBC documentary about a mission hospital in Ethiopia. There was just something about African people and seeing lives transformed through surgery. And from that point on, I knew this vast continent would play a massive part in my life. As I went through medical school, I realised there was no specialist training for being a mission doctor. But I felt I couldn't wait until I was a consultant to head out to the mission field. So I decided, wherever possible, to go alongside my training. So I've been on many mission trips, mostly short-term: Kenya, Haiti, India, Chile, Mozambique, even Belfast, with different organisations. But two places proved pivotal to me: West Africa with Mercy ships and a mission hospital in Cameroon. Two very different experiences. This is the merchant vessel Anastasis in Sierra Leone. I took a year out from medical school after my third year. While my friends were doing intercalated degrees, I worked in the ship's operating rooms, sterilising the surgical equipment. It was the perfect job for me, being in close proximity to the action, learning the names of the instruments that I was cleaning, and seeing how operating theatres run. I think it really gave me a context for medical mission and reminded me why I'd gone to medical school in the first place. Since qualifying, I've been back to the ship every year, seeing different countries in West Africa, as well as working with different surgeons, some of them very eminent. We did plastics, maxillofacial, dental, orthopaedics, ENT, and some general surgery. In fact, it was the cleft lips and palates that have led me to do my maxillofacial training. The power of surgery to transform is truly great, and all the more tangible in facial surgery. Just seeing downcast eyes become lit up and smiles restored is amazing. Ali is a great example of this. He's a young boy with a cleft lip. Not only is his lip repaired, but his sense of identity is restored, and his life changed forever as he can now go to school without fear of the other kids throwing stones at him. To do oral and maxillofacial specialty requires dual qualification, so I'm now back at uni doing dentistry. But before I started this, I wanted to get some time in as a real-life general surgeon. So 3 years after I qualified, I went to a village called Meskin. It was in the far north of Cameroon, to work in a mission hospital there for 6 months. I'd read about the need for doctors there in CMF's Nucleus magazine. The hospital was in the desert and on the border of Chad and Nigeria. It took 2 to 3 days to get there. My time in Cameroon was a stark contrast to the ship, but no less inspiring. I wanted to go to a busy hospital where the facilities were basic and the needs were varied. I wanted to spend time in a place where I covered all the specialties and could develop my skills. This is the blackboard where we wrote the operating list for each day. Yes, a blackboard. It would usually feature 8 to 10 scheduled surgeries, with extras added as the day went on. Mainly operations were done under ketamine or spinal. As well as all the usual things like caesareans and laparotomies, we saw some spectacular tumours as well, some snake bites and even an arrow lodged in the mediastinum, to name but a few. Most of the time we had water and electricity, and though we had suction and cautery, it was often an ordeal to get them working sufficiently. Surgery was basic. I had only been at the hospital 3 weeks when both the long-term medical director and the surgeon finished their placements and returned home. I had to step up to the plate and be the main doctor in theatres. Thankfully, these amazingly capable Cameroonian nurses, who had worked here many years, guided me through it all. This did feel like I was in the deep end a bit, but I knew God had brought me to this place and He would guide me through. I can remember several times when I was simultaneously praying for a baby to come back to life whilst closing from the emergency C-section. The slightly long sidetrack of doing dentistry has meant that I can do more short-term missions alongside, and I consider all the mission experiences I have had to be most valuable. I'm not sure yet where I'll end up long-term, though I think it will involve surgery, tropical medicine, Africa, and international health in some combination. But but I know God will lead me. I sense that the passions we have are the ones that God gives to us. So I would encourage people to follow their hearts, even if to others it seems a bit nonsensical. God makes the impossible possible. He makes the foolish things pay off, and he draws us to him in it all. I'm Abi Boys, and to me, being a missionary doctor is the best career choice I could have made.